With the recent announcement that Midnight Society has severed ties with Dr. Disrespect over the reason Doc was banned by Twitch, I am going to speculate on the possible future for game studio Midnight Society and its upcoming game Deadrop. After Doc was banned by Twitch, Doc and other investors formed the game development studio Midnight Society. Deadrop was on a path to become a fun and innovative extraction shooter. It appears that once Robert Bowling, who is one of the leaders of the studio, found out the reason for Doc's ban, he may have tried to have Doc removed from the company. This is just speculation based on this tweet, which I'm afraid could potentially lead to Robert's exit from Midnight Society as well. Robert may have a fiduciary duty to all of the investors in Midnight Society. There is a chance that this tweet could turn out to be both defamatory and in violation of fiduciary duties. Midnight Society is a startup. Even with a good plan, most startup companies fail. So even before terminating ties with Doc, the probability that Midnight Society would not be successful was probably high. With the relationship with Doc terminated in a way that many in the gaming community disapproves of, I think the probability that Deadrop is unsuccessful is objectively higher now. Doc could still be a major equity owner of Midnight Society as of the making of this video. It is possible that Doc's equity units have a buyout clause that would allow him to recover his initial investment. But based on my experience with reading hundreds of partnership agreements and articles of incorporation, my guess is that Doc might eventually lose most of his investment if Midnight Society fails. People who like Doc may not play Deadrop now because of how Doc exited Midnight Society. People who don't like Doc may still think the game is, quote-unquote, tainted by Doc or suspect that Doc has not fully exited Midnight Society from an economic perspective. Oftentimes what happens in partnership buyouts is that the partnership or remaining partners source the money for the buyout payment from the business itself. Also, the payout amount can be variable and based on the performance of the business in the future. That is called an earnout. For example, Doc could officially exit tomorrow, but the size of his payout could be based on the performance of Deadrop in the future. Even if someone officially exits a partnership, he may still have a major economic stake in the business for many years. So, I think both sides, people who like Doc and those that don't, could be hesitant in playing Deadrop if it releases, for a multitude of reasons. Doc might be able to sue Twitch and Amazon for any losses incurred, plus other damages, since it appears that the situation was instigated by former Twitch employees. In many cases, your duty to your former employer does not end when you quit. Both Twitch and the former employees could be found liable, and the payout could dwarf the prior payout to Dr. Disrespect. Given that Doc appears to have won the first round of arbitration, the second round could also conclude in Doc's favor. Doc's case with Twitch went through a legal process with the facts presented. According to Doc, he won his case with Twitch. People are and should be innocent until proven guilty, especially when they win the case. In conclusion, I think the chances that Midnight Society shuts down within the next 6 months before Deadrop's release has increased substantially. I think Midnight Society may have been better off keeping its relationship with Doc if the employees at Midnight Society were collectively on board, which may not have been the case. The decision to sever ties with Doc may have been made too quickly, which I think may expose Midnight Society to errors that Doc could potentially leverage. The decision appears to have been made over a weekend. Doc might be able to recover his investment, plus other damages, by suing Twitch, Amazon, and other parties involved.